All right. We have no idea what the hell we're doing this morning.
As usual.
As usual. So we have Sean Sounds with us. Boy, Sean's one of the OGs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like Young Money OG. this cat.
We were talking about it off air. It's been 7 years.
Wow.
That since you've been here.
Yeah. No, since I started, not since I've been here.
Oh, that's right. No. Now he'll come in like, I think it's a real job. You know?
Yeah.
So what was it like through high school or something like that?
2016 is when Phil and I graduated, and that's when I started. So
yeah.
Yep.
Him and Phil Michelle every morning.
Really?
Yeah, it
That's
was
so
cool.
Right before college, we'd come in and then go. I'd drive Phil to college,
and then Sean had a couple of jobs. I remember one job Sean had. He was working at a convenience store, and I don't know if we were worried about Sean because we didn't know if he knew how to actually work. So we heard stories from the owner that he'd go in the cooler and just stay there.
I told that story at work the other day.
Did you really? I guess he would just stay there in the cooler. And
Like
just,
not like just trying to not work?
No,
or...
I put like 1 or 2 like sodas in the thing, and then I'd sit there for 10 minutes, and then I put another 2 in. You know?
Oh my god!
Yeah. It was either that or working in the car wash.
In the car wash, yeah. But no, we were concerned. There were a couple of us that were like, I don't know if Sean's gonna go.
But he figured it out.
He did.
He figured it out. He's got it done.
Yeah.
Not only that, but you gained what, 40 pounds?
Yeah, we were talking. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, he was very thin.
I was. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
When I started here, I was probably like 120, 130.
Yeah.
Now I'm up to like 170, 180.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I wish I had that problem.
Me too. I wish I was 171. You wish you were 171.
Yeah, pretty much at this point.
Oh, so he texted me last week and said, "Hey, what are you off this week?"
Yeah, why aren't you
No.
at work?
No, you just.
What do you work?
I
Do you work funky hours?
I work at 3.
Second shift?
Yeah. So I was like, I missed coming to the morning show. So I texted Mike and asked him if I could come back. And he told me, yeah, just come whenever.
Yeah. Just show on up. Get on up. So, yeah. And then he texted me yesterday. He goes, yeah, so what time should I come in? Oh, I'm not going to be there. Why? Well, I got to stream a funeral, which I had to do, right?
Yeah.
And then I get a message from Scott Fryer. What in the god awful are you doing this morning? So here we are. So we have
Big news.
Big news. Basketball. Thanks for the telephone.
Well, you seem like you're not on it this morning,
need
so
the
I'm
cue
just
card.
trying to help you out.
Because it's, we struggle for content. Stop. We struggle for content sometimes. It's like, what are we going to talk about? I don't know. And next thing, and now today we've got content.
There's plenty.
There's
plenty we
to
can talk about today.
all day long.
Yeah.
First one, most important, I think, though, is the Griswold Wolverines. They defeated Weaver out of Hartford.
Mm-hmm.
The number 5 seed,
That was-
Griswold's the 4 seed.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. We got to call the game last night, and it was
Final
unreal.
score.
I don't know. Don't care.
They won.
W.
Well, when I looked, because I wasn't there, but I looked at when you
65,
posted it.
62,
It looked close. I want to say it was like 64-62 from what I could see, like in the background on the scoreboard. So it looked like it was a really close game. So that must have been phenomenal to watch.
It was back and forth, back and forth.
Those are the best games.
Yeah. And it was so much fun. It
Yeah.
really was. So it was weird a little bit because are you familiar with what happened to the Weaver team
No.
like about a week and a half ago?
No.
So the Weaver basketball team went to play the game at Middletown. And there was some sort of a scrum, I guess, between a couple of players on the floor. Next thing you know, there was a bleacher clearing brawl.
I hate that.
And
so unnecessary.
right.
It just ruins it for everybody.
What's that? Yeah.
It just
So it was just awful. It's all over the internet. You can find, the clips about a minute and a half. Have you seen it?
Not yet. No.
Yeah, it's nasty. So now there are some people saying, well, we don't want, Weaver to come here because they're just kids.
were they the ones that started it, or
Huh?
it's usually the people in the stands that start that kind of stuff? Was it the players that had started it last
Well, I
week?
think it was a disagreement between but then the fans.
Yeah, of course. Yep.
So anyway, long story short, last night Weaver came with 4 resource officers.
Ooh. Wow.
Four.
That's
does
a
that
lot.
tell ya?
Yeah, that's a lot for a team. Yikes.
And the people were cool. We actually sat right in the middle of the Weaver fans, with our broadcast table and
Yep.
everything.
No issues.
They were cool. No, they're really nice and everything. It was very physical on the floor.
Yeah.
It was very physical.
Those are the best ones to
Yeah.
watch, though.
Oh yeah.
Those are good games. As long as they stay, you don't cross over that line of, you can be physical and play hard, but don't be stupid about it.
No, we were a good team. They were more of I kind of equated it to like street ball.
Yeah.
Really? Oh,
Yeah, more of a
that's
street ball
great.
kind
Yeah.
of team.
Sorry, I missed it.
Yeah, you can
Sounds
still
like a
watch
good
it.
game.
You can
Yeah,
still
I
watch
might.
it.
I may go back and
It's
watch
live on YouTube.
it. Live on YouTube. It's not live anymore.
Somewhat live on YouTube.
we were talking off air, Mike. This is the best team chemistry we've ever seen at a Griswold basketball
That's
And-
awesome.
Yes.
ever.
Yeah, it's amazing. You got these kids have been playing together forever.
That's so
know.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's next for them?
Well, it's the state semifinals.
Cromwell.
That's against Cromwell, and they haven't announced that I've seen
Yeah, I didn't see.
the neutral site. I'm going to check again right
This
now.
is gonna be their toughest test. Cromwell's #1 this year. the state.
Yeah.
So
But I also looked at their schedule.
yeah,
It was not a tough schedule.
no.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's part of the thing too.
Mhm.
You got to look at the conference.
Mhm.
They beat Morgan twice. Okay, they lost to Portland. Oh, Portland, I think, has 3 people and a couple of puppies. I think that's about it. Sorry, Portland. Just kidding. But yeah. So who knows? I mean,
Do we
but
know?
they did kick the living crap out of Wyndham last night.
Yeah.
So there's something to be said for that. Wyndham's always tough.
Hmm.
We were going round and round last night. I was talking to Merch. I said, "Who would you rather go up against, Cromwell or Wyndham?" He goes, "Oh, I don't want to face Wyndham again."
When would
So we're
the
not.
next game be? Do we know?
Thursday.
Tomorrow, yeah. I don't know.
Tomorrow?
Either tomorrow or Thursday.
3:15. What's that?
Tomorrow.
Oh yeah, today's 3/4. Happy
Unless-
Pie Day.
Unless they
That what?
Today's Pie
I
Day.
gotta call my friend Mike. We have to go get pie.
unless they push out the games because they canceled a lot today, and they might cancel a lot today.
Yeah, I guess
Oh,
the
they
western half of the
might.
state
'Cause
is
Santa-
actually getting weather, not as opposed to
Yeah, Rihanna's
what
out of
we're
school
getting.
today.
Yeah, although I think a lot of the schools around here are closing early. But I don't know. It was a tough trek in today, but I made it. I had to put my windshield wipers on like twice over while I was driving.
I'm looking to see if there's anything that. No, I don't.
We
see
can't even
anything
say
as
we
far as-
really know where it would be because this is the farthest we've seen them go. You know.
Yeah.
That's awesome for them. So cool, especially for any of the seniors that are on there to go out, like this with a bang. That's
Which is most.
That's
of
always
which
what you
is
want.
Most of the team.
Yeah.
which is a good thing and a
Yeah.
bad thing. That's good for this year. Next year,
Yeah.
you're losing a lot of your team, but
Yeah.
that's an awesome way to finish off your high school career. Even if they don't make it past the next one, still where
Yes.
they've gotten is just that's great.
Yeah. And these kids,
Congratulations
like,
to
haven't
them.
Played what? 8 years?
Yeah.
7, 8 years together. These
And they
kids.
play in the
That's so
summer all
cool.
together.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right. So, congratulations, Griswold Wolverines.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to see sports really starting to escalate in this town because the football team should be amazing this year.
Mm-hmm.
And a new field, by the way.
They may be playing on it in the fall. That's the plan. That they will be playing. They will be playing on it in the fall.
Let's talk about that.
I don't know. There's not really much to talk about.
Oh, there's a lot to talk so why don't Kathy? Why don't you lead us through the Board of Education meeting, or what you watched? Or
Well, I
experienced?
I watched it on stream. 'Cause the Board of Ed streams all their meetings, and so I happened to just notice look at the agenda yesterday, and I saw that they would be talking about the building, the turf project, and
Is that a thing?
It's a thing.
Ooh.
The turf project. It's a thing. It was approved.
It was.
Small margin, but still approved nonetheless. So this is my understanding of everything from what I've seen so far in the meetings I've gone to.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a school building committee that's already in place, has been in place. It's already there. They
years.
work right. So they're working
It's
on like
there.
moving the alternative school from its current location to the old senior center, other projects that have been done at the school campus, that sort of thing. They do all of that. With this multi-purpose field now being approved, that building committee has been working through it all along.
Mhm.
It's not starting just now. It's been being worked on for a couple of years, is my understanding at this point.
They started.
So it's
they
not
started off with
new.
the ad hoc committee, right?
Right. Yeah. Like a couple of years ago. They did studies and there's been a lot of work that's happened up till now, with the school building committee and the multipurpose field. So now that it's approved by the voters, the first selectman has essentially asked, or not asked, but is putting a new building committee together, which is causing some confusion with regard to like what the purpose of the new committee would be versus the one that's already in place and that sort of thing. So that was discussed a bit last night. According to the first selectman, they want the Board of Selectmen, they want to have a member from Board of Finance, a member from Board of Ed, a member from Planning and Zoning. The first selectman will be on it, and then also 3 residents. So we have someone from the Board of Finance. We have the 3 residents. We do not have anybody from Planning and Zoning or Board of Ed at this point that I'm aware of. And I found out this morning that the first meeting will be Thursday. We'll be having our first meeting, and I'm one of the residents. I sent in a letter for that. So, but the question at the Board of Ed meeting last night still was, what's the purpose of the new building committee? What's their remit? What are they falling under? Why is there a new committee? There was a lot of back and forth, a lot of discussion about, I guess there's some statute that's been mentioned, although the statute, I guess, can be interpreted differently. I guess somebody's saying that it doesn't fall under the school building committee because the field is not a physical building or attached to a building, but it is, through plumbing and infrastructure and all of that stuff. So there's just a lot
there
of
needs to be a lot of clarification.
Yeah, there seems to be. I mean, I'm on this. I've been appointed to this new committee, and I'm confused. I kind of, curious as to what we'll be charged with. What we're going to be,
right.
What our end goal is, what our mission is, what our purpose is, all of that. So I guess we'll find out Thursday. But as of right now, there's no Board of Ed person that's been appointed. They did put in a motion to authorize the chair of the Board of Ed to put somebody on it, and the motion failed twice at the Board of Ed meeting. And planning and zoning, they have not put anyone forward either. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of back and forth, and there's been a lot of meetings about it, a lot of discussion, and still a lot of questions.
I can tell you that just starting to talk to Mary Beth, the Board of Ed chair, and it looks like that her and Sean McKenna are going to come on Friday.
Oh, good.
So
good. Mary Beth has also been named on the new building committee board, but not as a representative of the Board of Education, but as a member at large, I think they call it, essentially as a resident.
Okay.
And I think Michelle D'Amico is the other person that was named as well.
Got it.
We are the three residents, along with Alex Grislack from the Board of Finance and Dana for Board of Selectmen. That's what I know so far. Ex officio members, I believe, will include the superintendent. I don't know who else. I'm actually going to ask for a list of those people because I'm not familiar with all of them.
So another thing that I thought was pretty interesting, we're going to kind of move into the whole Griswold Now conversation.
I do want to say with the field, it's also my understanding that with this new committee being formed or whatever it is that's happening, as of right now, there are no delays to the project. Shovels in the ground expected in the next couple of weeks is my understanding. Next week or two.
Yeah, it's been signed off by the selectmen, so
yep.
it's good.
It's the contract's approved, it's signed off, it's executed. Yep. They're ready to go. So this new, which has been a big concern, was, well, is this new committee going to delay things? As of right now, it's my understanding that there will be no delays. They are moving forward despite all of the discussion going on behind the scenes.
Gotcha. All right. So moving into the whole Griswold Now thing. The town of Griswold, whoever that may be, whoever has championed that page, put up a poll.
Yes.
First of all, I don't know about you, but I'm not putting a poll in Griswold Now.
Well, they didn't. They shared it to Griswold Now. It's on the town of Griswold page, but it was shared to Griswold Now.
So here we go. What's the most important to you in the town of Griswold? In the town of Griswold budget, we cannot fit all of categories into a poll, but please give the Board of Selectmen and Board of Finance your valuable feedback.
So I do want to say, I do like that they're looking for input outside of town meetings, because obviously we've seen the number of people that don't go to town meetings, right? So I do like that there's some sort of attempt to get feedback from residents outside of meetings. So I do like that part. Okay, go ahead.
The most popular option, including voted on by your son.
Oh my God. Did he really?
He did.
Please don't tell me it was the meth one.
No.
Okay.
And this is the most popular one, 38% of the vote. Road repair and maintenance.
Why would Nick vote on that? Okay. He's a driver now, so he's like,
okay.
He's like, he knows all about road stuff now because he's been driving about 6 months.
Number 2, parks and recreation activities.
Which Ryan does a phenomenal job.
And number 3, the third most important, economic development.
And I have to say, I voted on this. I voted on economic development because to me, if you have economic development, that's going to bring in the tax revenue that then can support everything else on this list.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my thinking. was
I would agree with you.
bring an infrastructure. Obviously, you got to have the infrastructure in order to have the economic development. So to me, infrastructure and economic development go hand in hand. But
one of the things that I found, just by listening to people doing this and talking to people, is that there are so many different options, and everybody has the option that they like the most, and it is the most important to them.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear road repair and stuff like that, but how about don't spend money we don't have? That's one of the option.
I mean, that's well, and I think people obviously were adding options on to this. The initial options were communication, email, mail, town website, which is already all of that's out there. So I don't know why that would be part of a budget. Like I don't know kind of what that meant, but road repair maintenance, fully understand. Like there are definitely roads in town that could use some attention. Parks and rec activities could always be funded more. I mean, there could always be more activities. I mean, Ryan does a phenomenal job, but he's only one guy.
There are people that I don't think take anything serious.
Nope.
And of course, they put in the option, ready, Sean, getting rid of meth.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
0% of the vote on that one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Travis.
Although, I mean, there are a few
0%.
people. There are a few people that voted for it.
Really? I didn't
There's people listed next to it.
There's 4 people.
Four people that voted for getting rid of meth.
I think just the add poll option was just a bad idea.
Yeah, you know.
In general.
Just leave it. But there's also, this is the other thing that I like too, though. I mean, we're kind of laughing about the fact that there's this poll out there. However, 616 people have voted so far, have put their input on there, which is more than what comes out for some referendum votes. I mean, that's, so, it's as kind of silly as it seems. They're getting feedback.
But the problem is that I can see the people that are voting on this. It's great, but they're not showing up to referendums.
Right.
They're not coming to Board of Selectmen meetings.
Right.
One of the things that I put in one of the threads yesterday is that I've never seen any town issue ever become solved by putting something in Griswold.
I saw that.
Now.
Yep. That was on the field post that garnered like almost 200 comments or more.
And it was
you're right.
I've never seen it.
You're right. People complain after the fact.
Yes. So I don't know where people are coming from sometimes, or some people are coming from, and I wish they would explain it to me, because I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I don't know why people feel compelled to bitch and moan about things that either one, don't pertain to them, or two, they weren't involved in the beginning, to begin with, and then only feel like they need to be a keyboard warrior way after the fact and put everything down that was done up till that point. And the way I look at it, anybody who's down there like trying to put down what's happened up to this point, say the field, oh, I can't believe we're spending this money on a field, whose idea was it to blah blah blah. Well, it sounds like you need to volunteer for a board. I mean, that's kind of where I go with that. Anyone who complains about first responders, well, you know what, they're always looking for volunteers. If you can do it better and you have better ideas, by all means, join, volunteer, and spread your knowledge and your experience, because we all need that. If that's what you want to do, then get out there and actually be productive. Don't sit there and just type away on a keyboard and get everybody riled up for literally no reason that it doesn't accomplish a damn thing.
And then they don't show up.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right.
To back up.
Mm-hmm. Very few.
You know what they're saying.
Very few. There's 1 or 2 people that are on a lot of these threads that do show up to the meetings. They do ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way it's done. That's what you do. You get involved. Otherwise, keep your trap shut. Just saying.
I'm trying to, did the field thread get deleted?
Did it?
I don't know. I'm looking.
I don't know either. It was up there for quite a while, for a few days, couple days. And I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, me either.
Uh-oh.
I think
did it get taken down? Did it get nasty?
Oh, it probably got nasty.
I don't know. There were like 200 comments and nothing was nasty. It was just really bickering. But yeah, I don't see it on here.
Yeah, I think Carl must have got rid of it. And you know what? I give Carl credit
I wouldn't want to be the administrator for that page.
because that's a tough board to
Mhm.
mediate.
Yep.
You know, and if he deleted it, he probably did the right thing, just because that if it didn't get out of hand, it pretty much could have.
I'm surprised it didn't, honestly, with the amount of comments and attention it had. Yeah, it looks like it's gone.
But what I did notice is that there were not a lot of comments that had any facts behind it.
I posted facts.
I did too. Especially even about, did you see my thing about the senior center as well?
Which I don't think so.
Well, somebody was complaining about, building a senior center,
Yep.
And this field is going to be the senior center on steroids.
Yes, yeah, I did hear that. Yep. I saw that.
And one resident quoted, why are we spending this kind of money on a senior center when there's only 100 people?
Oh yeah, I did see that. I didn't
Yeah.
know where the 100 people came from.
I don't know either. So I called the senior center and I talked to Tina, and she just gave me some, straight up facts, that people can look at, they can find.
Yeah.
There are over 500 members to the senior center.
Yep.
That's the first thing. Over 2,000 people have signed in their guest book
Yes.
since January 1.
Yep.
So there's that. At one time, the senior center on Sewell Street was too big.
Really?
And they basically grew out of it.
Yeah, they did.
All right. With the seniors being now these are just facts. This is not me patting anybody on the back. This is just fact. You have the seniors in Griswold are the fastest growing demographic in town. Is the senior population.
Yeah.
So when they look at a senior center, do you want to just get a replica of what we have that we're already grown out of?
Right. No.
Or do you want to build something that is going to be good?
Yep. And last. Yep.
Right. But for years of growth.
Right. Yeah. And right. And be able to last that long and give the town what it needs. And at some point, not that we all want to think about it, but at some point we will be eligible to become a member of that senior center. And I'm sure at that point we'll be thankful that it's there. I don't want to think about that right now. But
by the way, Griswold, the just came over. Thanks, Bill. Griswold will be playing Cromwell in Waterford.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Cool. Not too far away.
It'll be Waterford High School.
Cool.
Let's take a look at some of the comments that have come through.
Are you looking at the poll?
No. I'm looking at what's going on in our room. Victoria, hey.
Morning.
Would it have been nice to discuss any concerns about the Board of Education building committee with the Board of Education before this? Like before it went to a town vote.
So, yep. And that was discussed last night as well. So at the Board of Ed meeting, the Board of Ed said that they have requested a meeting with the Board of Selectmen or with the first selectman. I don't know if it's with the whole board or just the first selectman.
Yeah.
And said they hadn't gotten a response. The first selectman was commenting on the stream saying that she was open to the meeting, but hadn't heard, like, again, miscommunication or some misunderstanding, something between the two, where one was saying they had requested it and hadn't heard back, and the other one saying, no, I said, let's do the meeting, but it hasn't happened yet. And so who knows? I don't know.
Here's a comment from Jennifer Gauthier. Isn't it a conflict of interest for a sitting Board of Education member, the first selectman and chair of the Board of Finance, to be on any committee overseeing a school project? The selectman and chair of the Board of Finance approve funding and sign checks. I would think that's a blatant conflict of interest. Anybody else have any thoughts on
that? I don't know. I mean, and this is the part that I'm questioning is there's no charter. I don't know who else should be on it. I don't know what we're following statute wise, or there's no ordinance for this board. So there's nothing really to follow. So that I know of. So I don't know who should be on it or who shouldn't be on it. However, if the the chairs of these committees are on this new committee, along with others who are not chairs of boards, they can be outvoted. I would imagine, right? And on this committee. So, I mean, if they put a motion forward to do something, they could be, outvoted. There's 3 at-large folks, the residents.
Well, there's one that Court just brought up was Martin McKinney is the rep from P&Z.
Has he been named?
Well, I'm assuming
because as of this morning, he's the chair, obviously, of P&Z. But as of, hold on, I just got an email about it. When did I get that email? Yeah, last night.
Disco Daryl says they're from the Healthy Computer, School Street, Jewett City. Those are the same people that were in the school, and the teacher tells them every day that there is a test coming, and when the test happens, and they say nobody told them.
It's like, well, I didn't know there was a test.
That was one of the comments I put up, and because
very true.
I had said right out, I said, where was all this opposition before the referendum?
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we didn't know about it. That is not a good enough idea.
No.
That's not a good
in
excuse
this day and
anymore.
age.
No,
that referendum, and I saw somebody said, "Oh, it would have been nice if there had been like signs posted around town about it." But there were, so I don't know. I mean, if anyone has if anyone has any ideas, like specific ideas on how to improve that, bring them forward. Like how I mean, I think everyone from every different standpoint they're in are always looking to get the word out in a different manner, or trying to find other avenues. So if you have ideas, let people know. So as far as planning and zoning, so yesterday I got an email with the agenda for the first meeting for this Thursday for the new building committee. And in that email says planning and zoning and Board of Ed have not yet appointed a member, but may send a representative in that place. So unless they've, appointed Martin McKinney since this email, I mean, he was on this email, so. But that was it. So I don't know. I don't know if anything's happened since that email came out yesterday.
Let's see. Sean, you had some breaking news that you
graduation. I just lost it. There it is. GHS class of 2023 will graduate Saturday, June 10th at 10 a.m. And the 8th grade promotion will be Friday, June 9th at 5:30 p.m.
Yep. Yeah, they discussed that last night. The Board of Ed voted on that.
It works out because that's Jenna's sister is going to be in that class this year.
Okay. Let's see.
I can't believe we're talking about graduation already.
I know. Stop.
I know. My baby's going to graduate.
Daryl said, he goes, I was going to add the poll option for the hostile takeover of Jewett City. Send in the Columbians.
Oh, my God.
Bring in the seniors.
Yeah. I'm curious now based on this poll, what we'll see come of it.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, there were over 600 people that responded to it, pulling out the silly stuff that was added and whatever. But it'll be interesting to see how this translates into a Board of Finance meeting, Board of Selectmen meeting, the budget, all of that. I know a lot of people were talking about the trash options and the transfer station being open and more, convenient times and hours and all of that. But again, I still think if we have economic development, it would fund all the other stuff. And anyone who's looking to lower taxes will not be lowered. I can never, unless there's some huge project that's brought in here, I cannot recall a time in any municipality where taxes were actually lowered unless it was a one-off situation with some huge development, like maybe Lisbon Landing or something.
A couple of years ago, but it was a one-off. It was
right.
Yeah.
It's you're not going to see taxes go down.
No.
It's just, I mean, that's just the way it is. No matter what town you're in, they're going to keep going up.
Mary Beth says, I texted the first selectman over a week ago regarding a meeting with her and the superintendent, and no response.
Yep. And that's what was discussed last night at the Board of Ed meeting.
And wasn't there a little controversy as far as what was being done on social media during the meeting?
So during the meeting, I mean, from what I saw, I was watching the stream from the Griswold Public School Facebook page.
Yep.
And during the meeting, the first selectman was commenting on the discussion that was being had at the Board of Ed meeting.
And is there more to that, or that's just it?
Well, I mean, those were the only comments I saw. I don't
Okay.
know if anyone else commented. I was cooking dinner at the same time. So, but the only comments I saw were from the Board of Selectmen. Well, from the town, was it the town of Griswold? That was Dana. She said, "Hi, this is the first selectman."
Ooh. Here's a serious comment.
Yeah.
I hope the people are working on finding a candidate for the next town election that will force a primary.
Oh. Who said that?
That's Victoria.
Oh, yeah. It's possible.
Let's leave that right there.
No, come on. There's no fun in that. Let her rip.
I can't remember the last time that people were actually talking about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I unfortunately, that's not the first time I've heard that mentioned.
Jennifer says if the chairs have to rescue themselves from any vote, they are taking a vote away from a member who could be voting. About the building committee, Scott says it's a useless committee.
Yeah, I don't yet understand.
I don't understand why it needs to be there.
I'm hoping on Thursday we get some clarification, but I don't understand.
But they don't have any clout, do they? I
No,
mean, there's no
that's
ordinance, so it's
right.
like if anything at all, to be an advisory thing, right? It'd be like, hey, really great, thanks. We're gonna go over here.
Yeah, that's
talk about real business.
And and that's what I'm curious about. You know, is so what is our remit? What's our mission? What are we doing here?
It's like we're fighting each other.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little frustrating. And you know what? There very well may be a good reason for all of this, and we just are not privy to that right now. But I'm hoping to get that at least on Thursday.
Mary Beth says there's no conflict of interest with people on the town committee, as there is no ordinance on this committee or a town ordinance on the structure of a committee.
Right. Yeah. That's what I was saying earlier. It's like we don't know. And although they are chairs of the Board of Finance, they're not the chair of this committee. We don't have a chair of this committee yet. I don't know. I don't know. Thursday, you know what? Anyone who's bored on Thursday at what time was the meeting at? Hold on, I'll look up the agenda, because anyone who's bored, feel free to join, because I'm sure it'll be interesting. I don't know if it'll be streamed. They've been streaming a lot of the meetings, but
speaking of streaming, I just want to say
6 p.m.
Lori Sorter. Hey, Lori. I didn't just skip over your comment. I didn't really have an answer, and I still don't really have an answer, but this is something unlike nothing. It's like, are we going to be streaming the game on Wednesday? And I don't know. I've already contacted John Holt at the CIAC, so we will see what happens with that. As soon as I know, you'll know.
So I can tell you for this new all right, so I have the agenda for this new building committee for Thursday. And it's not called a town building committee on this agenda. I just noticed it's called a community multi-purpose field building committee. So it's specific to this project, not just town committee in general.
Erica wants to know where. 6 p.m. where?
6 p.m. Town Hall, main meeting room.
It's Thursday.
Thursday. Yep.
Okay. Sean, jump in anytime. All right. Sporting his Brass Pro Shops cap.
I had to put it on because I looked at the video and I saw my hair sticking up. So I was like, yeah, I gotta put my hat back on.
And not only that, but he hasn't gone reverse cap yet, so he's
No.
not serious. You know?
No, not yet.
Just put it to the side.
No, I mean, a lot of people are giving hate on this field. I mean, there was that post yesterday that I saw about the update from
Sean, how old are you now? Tell everybody how old you are.
24.
All right, so holy crap. Really?
Yeah.
So you're 24.
Yeah.
Tell us how a young man feels about this field.
I'm excited for it, you know, especially after going to Griswold and graduating in 2016 and seeing the field condition. I mean, we've done games there for years now, and the track being chewed up. A lot of, you know, it's sad to say, but a lot of injuries could happen on that track and that field. You got potholes in the field. You got the whole field's dug up. The track's dug up. I think the turf, and we're one of the only schools really in Eastern Connecticut right now, other than maybe Plainfield, I think it still has the grass field. But we're one of the only teams that still has a grass field. You look at NFA.
4.
Yeah, 4. There's only 4.
Us, Bacon,
Yeah. I thought,
Plainfield.
oh,
No,
Bacon
no,
is grass.
Bacon
Bacon's
is-
grass, yeah.
And oh my God, and us, us, Bacon, Plainfield. There's one more.
Is Killingly still?
No.
No,
No.
Killingly's turf.
No, they have the turf. Actually, the same people that did theirs is doing this one.
Yeah. I think that's it, to be honest.
Maybe it is just
Yeah.
3.
I mean, you look at every other NFA has a nice, great
Mm.
turf field. Waterford has, I'd say their turf field is
Beautiful.
the best.
Yeah.
You know,
East Lyme.
East
Mhm.
Lyme.
It's a really nice one.
Where's the other Woodstock? Was it Woodstock Academy that
Killingly.
Killingly? They all have
Woodstock has a really nice field.
Yeah, you know, we have, and we're the only. And you come to our field and you look. I mean, yeah, we had the Mud Bowl games. We had, you know, those are always fun. You know,
Mhm.
but
Could
it's
use the
time.
practice field for that.
Yeah, you know, and which they don't use anymore. Really,
No,
they use
but
the
they
you know
could.
they go down the hill by the softball fields and they practice down there.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
that field.
yeah,
down
that
there.
field. But this is, you know, we're getting into the era of it's turf field. You know, there's no grass fields. You go anywhere, you're not going to see a lot of grass fields anymore.
Mhm.
You're going to see a lot of turf, and yeah, you're going to have guys get, you know, scuffed up from it. I mean, we had that one game where people were getting scuffed up, you know, but
Fitch does not have a turf field.
Fitch,
Thank you,
yeah.
Mary Beth.
but you know, our field.
I knew there was another one.
There's our field has a lot of, you know, flaws in it, and there's a lot of injuries to it. You know, a lot of potholes. The whole middle, there's no grass there anymore. It's literally just
Yeah.
dirt. So I'm honestly really excited for this new field and new track to come in.
John Henn has done an amazing job trying to keep it the way it is at least playable.
Yeah,
There's only so much the man can
and,
do.
and I mean that field's been there since the school's been there. So
Yeah.
it's
It's time.
It is. And the track, like I said, I mean, I did track, so I know that track's beat up. There's literally patches out of it where they had to
Mhm.
put a new piece of track in there
Mhm.
instead of just replacing the entire thing. And we're not really known for hosting a lot of track events, only really the middle school, you know, but it's still, we need it on the side where for practice, you know, for making sure kids, biggest thing right now is for them for safety, to be honest with you. That's how I see this new
Mhm.
field coming in.
And used for multiple, you know,
Yeah.
it's a multi-purpose
multi-purpose field.
field. So
Yep.
it can be used. It's not just football.
What is it with there was somebody dropped an article yesterday?
The Phillies. Did you
Oh.
see? It was about the Philly for the field.
Oh,
Oh, okay. There was that article
what are you
too.
talking about?
There,
The
you
Phillies?
didn't see that?
No.
You commented on it. That update on the turf field, how there's people in the MLB getting cancer from the turf
Oh,
field.
that's it. That's
yeah,
it.
that's
yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah. Yeah, I'm like, what?
that
Are
was
they eating it?
that was the
Or-
Phillies.
Yeah. So
Oh,
there's there's some controversy on that. And that's what I had posted. Somebody, I think that was one of the initial comments on that post that doesn't seem to be on the Facebook page anymore, but that it could cause cancer for some of the players and it's not safe and, you know, that sort of thing. So, and somebody had said that Connecticut, I forget what they had mentioned, something about Connecticut not wanting to do turf fields anymore. The government's like trying to get away from it. I just went on to the Connecticut page
Mhm.
and posted a link showing that there's conflicting research, and
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. It's still out there. I mean, they're still using turf fields. Connecticut's not against it. They're not limiting its use or anything like that.
What I want to know is where was all this opposition
Yeah,
before?
prior to, I know.
And I put yesterday, it was kind of akin to like showing up for your test, but it
Yeah.
was yesterday and you
Mhm.
missed it. And
Yep.
that's the end of that.
Mm-hmm.
Griswold Parks and Rec in the room says Sass, Youth Center alumni and staff member.
He just texted me too.
So
Yeah.
that would be his. I think I finally come up with a pro wrestling name for Ryan Albin.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the useful Ryan
The
Albin.
useful. You know
Imagine all
what?
the promos he could. I've done this because I'm useful. You're like alumni everywhere, aren't you?
You'd have to come first, though. You'd have to show up.
Show. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Ryan, we're going to be doing WrestleMania. Oh, I'm sorry you won't be able to make it. Just want to put it out there. We already know that answer. We already know that answer. But Sass might be there.
Yeah.
All right. Jennifer says, in all fairness, we had 2 weeks from the time it was voted on to the time it went to referendum. It's certainly plausible that some people truthfully didn't know about it and didn't weigh in.
I don't know how. How did they not know?
I don't know. I think
And if you I don't know how they wouldn't have known.
the only way I don't. We all know where to get stuff that's important to us, right? Or what we need. Like if you need milk, you know where to get it, right? If you have hemorrhoids, you know where to get preparation H, right? It's just a pain in the ass, but you know how to get it. Why is this any different?
Yeah.
People know where to get the information. They just don't.
Right.
And I don't know if it's ADD and they just forget to go and then they just scroll and scroll.
I think that might have a lot to do with it. I mean, it's information overload. We are inundated with information,
There's
constantly.
got to be something said for that.
I mean, I think that may be part of it, but I don't know how you didn't know. Especially for parents who have kids in the school system, no excuse. You knew about it. I'm sure they were sending things home and all of that. You definitely knew about
Or
it.
there was email communication.
Right, exactly.
There were text messages that were sent out.
Yep.
You could be sitting at Dean's and Charlene's and look up and it was right there.
Right, yeah. I mean,
we talked about it.
Yep.
The Board of Education was in here, begged for people to ask questions.
Yep, it was
multiple times.
It was on the library sign out front.
Yes.
It was on the bank here on Main Street. There were signs put out. I mean, it was.
There's really
I don't know
a lot more you could do.
And if there is, that's what I was saying earlier. If there are other ways of getting the word out for things like this, speak up.
Well, Sass and I remember Sass, you were around because I've been saying this for a long time, and I'd shut up about it if somebody tell me I was wrong. But we talked about it back in the Al Gear days and stuff.
Yeah.
Mr. Jewett City.
Yeah.
He's now Mr. Jewett City Emeritus, by the way.
Oh,
He lives
is he?
in Lisbon. Yeah. So the only way people are going to know is if you go knocking on their door.
Oh, I know.
Yep. And spoon feed the information.
And that's no, you can't do that.
No, you can't.
I mean, people, it's got to be a priority. And if it's not, then that's not anyone else's fault.
Well, when does it become your own responsibility?
Right. That's what I mean.
To say, I know about this or I don't know about this here.
Mhm.
So like me, I have to declare everything that I have here to pay because I got to pay taxes on it. Sales use, I don't know, use tax or something. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
Tax. And, they evaluate it and then they figure, okay, all right. Well, I forgot to do it. I knew about it, but I forgot it. What do you think happened? I got levied a 25% penalty. I was told you could go to the Board of Assessment Appeals. And I just said, And this is the God's honest truth. You can stop at town hall and ask them. I said, no, I screwed up.
Yeah.
At least now I'll know.
Yeah. You learned your
I
lesson.
need to do this.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Do you want me to quickly mention what's on the agenda for this building committee on
Sure.
Thursday?
Yes.
So Thursday, 6:00, town hall, the new building committee that's just been formed. Discussion, possible action on establishing charge of the community multi-purpose field committee. Discussion, possible action on election of chair and secretary for the committee. Discussion, possible action on groundbreaking ceremony for the field. Discussion, possible action on appointment of clerk of the works. And then any other business and public forum.
All right, Jennifer. I will defend all the voters that were not in the borough for those 2 weeks. If no kids in the system and you don't actively look for information, you would have not seen it. Right.
I have no kids in the system.
Right. Okay. But you would have to actively look for it. And you know what? You pretty much have to actively look for anything.
Yeah.
You know, there's these weird things called websites. They start with www. And even now they gotten rid of the www.
Yeah, I don't even need that anymore.
You don't even need that anymore. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and find that out. No, they don't. So I don't have any kids in the system.
I don't have any kids in the
Sean's
system.
not in the system, and he knew.
Yeah, my son, who's a senior at NFA, asked me about it because he had heard about it.
Huh?
He's 17. He had heard about it. It was like, Mom, what's this? What's going on with this? He knew about it. He doesn't go to Griswold school or, and I mean, he's on Facebook a little bit and, but he's just driving around. He saw it. I guess he was at Dean's, heard somebody talking about it. And I mean, it's, I don't know.
So Jennifer, I mean, I understand, and there are always going to be people that legit won't know, but when does it become somebody's response? And I think this is really what we're talking about this morning, at least to me. When does it become somebody or a resident's responsibility to know what's going on in town? Especially with the issues and the concerns that are really, really important to them. If they're important to them, like there obviously is quite a bit lately of people that want to talk about the field and what are we doing and why is this and we don't have the money and everything. Well, where were you a month ago, 2 months ago? It's like, when do people become responsible for that? And I'm sorry if that hits home and it cuts a little bit, but it's like with me, I ended up paying $70 extra on my taxes because I screwed up.
Yeah.
But it was my fault. And you can ask Leona.
Yep.
Nope. No.
Yeah,
That's it.
I'll eat it. That's my bad. And you learn from it.
That's it. It's how I learned when I was a kid. You screw up.
Yep.
You pay the consequence, and that's it.
Yep. So yeah, I mean,
if you commit murder, you go to jail.
Well, nowadays,
it's still. Yeah, that's right. It's kind of on the fence. I guess that's an admission. Yeah.
No.
Hey, Court says, in my estimate, more than 50% of residents are not aware of most referendums. Many people do not drive through town nor check social media. Then they should.
So
how many people had the damn newspaper delivered to their house?
Yeah, it had to be in the newspaper
because they wanted information, right? But even if they don't anymore, they need to know where to get it. So it's either can't or won't.
So, and yeah. But so for those folks who, are like way out in Griswold, they don't come through town.
I want to just finish the comment. There needs to be a town-wide notification system.
There is, isn't there?
The borough has it. The town does not.
Okay.
I wonder if the town can rent it and trade it off for like ink and copy paper. Just a thought. They could barter. Just saying. Am I wrong? What are you looking at me like that for? I will go where no man has gone before.
I have no comment.
This is like Star Trek around here.
I mean, that would, a town, if I'm in the borough, so I get the borough ones. And I didn't even really think that the town doesn't have that. But yeah, that's a great system. I think that should be utilized for the town.
And
for
even
sure.
then, people are going to be like, I didn't get it.
Well, then
I did.
Right. Because then you have to opt in, right? For something like that. You'd have to provide your phone number so that you can get it. Like, I mean, there's still going to be action on your part to have that in order to get that notification.
All of the people that were complaining yesterday or had input, let's just say, about the field and the cost and those type of things, they have access to the internet.
Well, clearly they're on social media.
Exactly.
And it was all over Facebook.
in the same group.
Right.
In the exact same group that
Yes.
they were commenting on.
It was in there. Yeah.
If you and it's really true. And again, tell me I'm wrong, but improve it. If you're just scrolling through your phone, we've had this. I've talked to Rich about it a million times. It's like people are missing so much of what's going on in their town, in their region.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, look, puppies.
Yeah.
Oh, puppies. Oh,
so
what's this referendum? Oh, ooh, puppies.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that's kind of goes back to like the information overload type of thing too. But yeah, I mean, I like the idea of having like a townwide notification.
I think that's a great idea.
I think it's a great idea.
Absolutely.
The only downside I see to it is that my guess is for something like that, you would have to register your phone number or email or something, right? And so how many people are actually going to register their phone number or email to receive those notifications? And then they're going to start saying, well, I didn't get that. I didn't get it. And we're still back in the same place. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be a great idea. But
so 5 years ago, I had a lot of people come to me, a lot of residents sending me email, messages. Hey, what about starting up a little newsletter of what's going on, in town and stuff like that? Okay. So I, as well as Melissa's daughter, Samantha, spent a lot of time on this thing, putting it out 2 times a week.
That's a lot.
We put it out Sunday and Thursday.
That's a lot.
We did. More than... Well, anyway.
Hey.
Stop you. What is it? Are you running for something or you're running for office, aren't you?
I don't want to start those rumors.
She's like, I've already won.
No.
And you had to opt in to accept the email.
Yeah.
There was I put it everywhere. Text this number to opt in. Blah, 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 blah.
I did. I was one of them.
Yes.
I opted in.
Do you know how many people actually opted in?
I'd say maybe a dozen.
We had 100.
Oh,
100 people.
It's a little more than I expected. Yeah.
And this is from all sorts of people asking me to do it. Hey, I'll support a bakery. Bakery comes in. What happens? They're out of business.
It's a barbershop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the townwide thing.
Don't listen to anybody in Griswold Now because I'll support you. No, you won't.
Yeah, I like the townwide thing. I just don't know how you could get it to work so that everybody gets it. I don't know how and then your email changes or your phone number changes, and then you have to manage the people that are moving in, moving out. Like, I don't know how that all works, but I'm sure there's a way to do it. I just don't know how it would work here.
It would work the same as anywhere else in the world.
That's what I'm wondering. I don't know what other towns do. Yeah, I don't know. But it's a good idea.
Get an app.
Yeah, but then you got to think about the people that don't have, there may be people out there that don't have, elderly folks
Sean,
or whatever.
You said get an app, right? You could download the SNSN We Love the 80s app because we do 80s music, Anyway, I've told the town this. I already have it. It costs you nothing.
Yep.
Feed me the information that you want sent out, as long as it's just, of course, just regular straight up town information.
Yep.
Guess how many times I've heard from them?
0.
And if people download the app, you can turn off notifications, but you'll get a text if something's going on.
Yeah.
I tried that just on my own. Nobody signed up for it.
Yeah.
These are the same people that say, I didn't know.
Mhm.
I didn't know. What happened? I didn't know. You like that? I didn't know. David says it's easier to complain about the fact than to put the effect into getting or putting in the effort into getting the information on your own. I talk about it and I know I tick a lot of people off and it offends people, but I say it like this because it's like, people, let's go.
Yeah.
You know, this is 2023. There's plenty of stuff out there. You know, you can be mad at me all you want. I don't want you to be, but I want you to understand you can get this information. It's out there. It's on the Board of Education website. It's on the town website. Maybe we're doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's out there. You just have to get it. It's not going to come to you like a bunny in the night knocking on your door.
Oh my God, my yard is full of bunnies.
Really?
Oh my God, it sets off the damn cameras all night long.
Erica says, my question is, what gives the town the authority to create their own committee to overstep the school building committee? That is a really good question.
So that's everybody's question. So that's one of the questions that's been raised is, where's this coming from? And there was a statute that was mentioned. I haven't read the statute yet myself, but from what I understand, this state statute is where this is stemming from. But I think it could be interpreted differently by different people. So I'm hoping that'll be part of the discussion on Thursday at our first meeting, is trying to figure out where is this coming from? What authority does it have? That sort of thing.
Send that info with the tax bills to sign up for the notification.
Say that again.
Send the info on the tax bills.
Are there phone numbers?
No. I'm saying like if there was like to sign up for stuff, or even send information with the tax bills.
Oh, I got you.
Go ahead.
I don't open up my tax bills. I just come in and pay whatever it is. I never even open them up.
Well, you're a baller and got that kind of
No, I don't. I mean,
how much
it's gotta be,
whatever.
No, because it's gotta be
$100, $200, $300.
No, because it's gotta be paid either way. I mean, opening it up and I'd rather not. So I just go and just
here's
be like,
next
here's my card. Just take. It's like going to the gas pumps. I don't look at the gas prices. I need gas anyway. It's whatever it is. I just I don't want to look at it. Ignorance is bliss.
Can I pay $22.50 today? I'll come back tomorrow.
But yes, that is a good idea.
I feel like It's a Wonderful Life. You know, it's like, you know, they're not going to shut us down today. Where the hell is Zuzu? You know,
I don't know what you're talking about.
You've never seen It's a Wonderful Life? You've never seen that
talked
movie?
About this? No, I've seen bits and pieces of it, but not
What the
the
hell
whole
is
thing.
wrong with you?
I get bored sitting down and watching movies.
Oh no,
They take too long.
No, this is phenomenal.
Nah, I've heard that. I don't buy it. No, they take too long.
Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight?
Yeah,
Won't you come
no.
out tonight? Won't you come out tonight?
No, it's a Christmas movie, isn't
Buffalo
it?
gals, won't
Right?
you come out tonight?
Oh, see, he doesn't know either. Did you see that? He doesn't know it either.
I've heard it.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Anyway, back to the comment. It is a good idea to put it in the tax bill, or put it in, something that gets sent out to all the residents anyway. That would be a good idea to notify them. Hey, sign up, opt in, whatever.
Bumper stickers.
Oh my God.
That illuminate.
Yeah.
Why don't we just put like scrolling signs in every car? You know,
with a QR code on it.
the QR.
That'd be perfect.
Fucking get that.
And you get people with their flip phones trying to figure out how to scan the QR code.
And you know what you're going to hear 3 weeks later?
I didn't know about
it.
Oh my God. Dave says Mike is delivering verbal claymore kicks. Like he's Drew McIntyre. Dave, my friend Dave, had dinner last night with Drew McIntyre.
Who's Drew McIntyre?
He's a pro wrestler. He's one of the bigger names right
Because
now.
I'm like, why do I not know this?
an invite I did not receive.
Me either. I have a book he could sign.
You know? And afterwards, like, when I get these, I'll call you and you come down and hang out.
Nothing.
Dave?
Did you opt in?
I did opt in. Oh. Lori Sorter, who runs the Borough of Jewett City page, does
a phenomenal
job.
Mm-hmm.
actually puts information out there.
Facts. Yep.
Yeah, Dave just said you didn't opt in.
Yeah.
Yeah. The hell wrong with you?
Maybe next time.
Oh, God.
Better luck next time. But I can't even talk now. Never mind. Go ahead.
Mario Mancini or something, a jobber. Hey, Mike, come on down.
Hey, it's James.
Psych.
You know James Ellsworth, actually.
Yeah,
So you can have dinner with him.
Lori says, we have sent out notices by mail as it insert to tax bills in the past that the town initiated a town-wide notification system. People call just a text to opt in. For those that can't utilize text, then they can call, in our case, the borough, and give the home number, and we will input the info.
And yep. So that's how the borough does it.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. And I don't see how the town, why they wouldn't be able to do the same thing. Lori, how many folks have opted in for that? Do you have a general number? Like, I wonder out of all the borough residents, like how many people actually have opted in?
It's a 900 number. To opt into the Jewett City text system. 1-900 hot babe. 1-900 hot babe. No. I got to make it somehow.
Oh, God. Now I'm just curious how many people have opted in for that. If it's a large, I guess percentage of all the residents. There's a way to like figure out like how many people have, get those. Just to try to equate it to Griswold, like how many
with the system that I had, I knew how many people.
Yeah.
It was going out to.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Griswold definitely should adopt something like that.
So
it wouldn't hurt.
No. And when I said, hey, download our app, I think people just thought I was trying to get them to download the app. Well, yeah, but it was also a vehicle that we could get town information to you. Because. And people say, well, the seniors don't have phones. Well, that's a bunch of crap.
Well, even if they have landlines, right? I mean, they get this opt-in thing. I think she just said, even for those people who don't have, they could dial, call in and give the landline number.
She says it's paid for by grant money, not taxpayer money.
Good.
She goes, I'll find out.
Okay.
That's Lori.
Cool. Thank you.
Welcome. I'm sure she would say.
She would.
So I'm still waiting to hear back from the CIAC to see if we can go ahead and stream Wednesday's game, Griswold and Cromwell.
And if you are going, remember, you do have to buy your tickets online. They don't sell them at the door at Waterford.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah, it's more and more.
Wow.
So you do have to buy them online. I think the link you reposted, the link is sent out for it. So
even like a regular games, like I know Montville, when we went to Montville for the Griswold Montville game, you couldn't
buy it too. Yeah. No. Waterford's the same way.
Oh. Yep. Is that so they can determine how many people are coming and limit like the number of people?
I think that's part of it, but it's also no cash on site.
Okay.
There's
sense,
a lot of rules.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a loss prevention rule. There's, they can see how many demographics, because I know the game against the other day, who did Griswold beat before Weaver?
Oh,
Suffield.
Yes,
Suffield. He came over to us and he says, "We've already sold 300 tickets online." So
wow.
Last night was amazing. It really was.
And just because it's online doesn't mean it's more. It's the same price as if you were going to buy it with cash.
How much is it to get into games nowadays?
$10.
Is it?
It's like, I think students, don't they?
Yeah, students usually,
Yeah, it's usually a student. Yeah.
But yeah, my heart rate finally came down after last night.
It's good.
So,
in a good way, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Griswold kid. I graduated in '84. So, Melissa's daughter Megan, she sat right next to me, during the game because Logan was doing camera, her boyfriend, and she graduated a few years ago.
Yeah,
5 years ago. Holy crap! Yeah, and she's clapping and rooting on the Wolverines and stuff like that. It doesn't go away.
Yeah,
it doesn't go away. Once you're Griswold, your home. I mean, that's, if you went there, that's who it is. Lori said something about the, I guess, the number of people that participate in the call out system.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the number of participants isn't readily available, but we can check it and pass it along.
Yeah. I was just curious.
FOI it. That's important.
So I want to go back on a memory, Mike. Remember you were talking about the whole incident with the team from last night that they had at their game.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we were doing? I forgot where we were. Do you remember we were doing a football at the Griswold football game, and that mom jumped the fence behind me? She hurdled the fence.
Yeah, there were a couple like that.
Because I was doing sideline and they were out. You guys were on the outside because it was. I forgot where we were.
Yes,
I forgot.
She was a whack job.
I forgot where we were.
She ran out to the middle. It was Killingly.
Yeah,
was it Killingly?
Yes.
Ran.
No, it was some. It
Montville?
was a different kind. No, it wasn't an ECC team. I don't think. I think it was like a prep school or like a science school or something. Because it was that weird field where you guys were like on the pavement behind me.
It was up in Hartford.
Yeah.
It was one of the
like the
capital improvement, capital punishment, whatever. What's the name of that school? I don't
capital
know.
Prep.
Capital punishment.
Oh my God.
I don't think they have those schools.
They're prepping. Yes, I do remember. I do remember
because it was a weird setup because they were on like the sidewalk behind me and they couldn't really see, so that's why
we were behind the little bleachers.
Yeah. So I was on the sideline, and something happened on the field where it was weird. It was her son, and she came over it. It was a small fence, and she hurdled it.
She did, yeah.
She almost ran me over.
And she was a hefty little bugger too.
What was she trying to do?
What was her son who was getting into like a scuffle on the field. She goes, "Not my son," and then jumped the fence. And
ran. She was probably about 5'2", 5'3", about 150, 160 pounds, stocky. Comes up to the gate, parkour, and just jumps right over.
Right after you said that incident, I thought
God.
about. I just thought that memory came into my head.
And Sean and I just looked at each other like,
and then you asked me to report on it. I was like,
oh, that was so funny. That was because we would look at each other like,
You're like, oh, we have a new pitcher coming in, guys. She's warming
that
up.
was weird.
my baby got hurt. My baby. Don't be hurting my baby. It's football.
And then
I thought this was tag.
Her own son pulled her off the field after.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How old were the kids? Like the high school age?
Senior,
Oh
yeah,
my
she's
God.
probably a senior.
You hurt my baby. You leave my baby alone.
Literally, that's what she said.
Yeah.
But right after you said that,
Just screaming.
She sounds like
yeah, but right after you said that, it's the only thing that came into my mind is that lady hopping that fence.
That's quite a memory.
She went to Capital Punishment High School. Oh my God.
I have breaking news.
Oh, Jesus. Can imagine. Go ahead.
Due to the weather, tonight's Board of Selectmen meeting will be rescheduled for Tuesday, March 21st at 6 p.m. The scheduled Board of Finance meeting will also be canceled for tonight.
Okay. It's supposed to be some. It's supposed to like this.
I think it's supposed
to
turn. It is supposed
Yeah.
to. It's supposed to change over at some point or something. I guess to snow. The schools, I think most of them have half day now. They're getting out early.
They're all shutting down. Youth Center's closed today too.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
what's funny is Nick had his first 2 classes off, so he didn't have to be there till 9:30, and I didn't tell him that they're getting out early, so he's going in for only 2 classes, and it's like art and like clay or something that he's got for classes. He's gonna be mad.
And you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna look at you and go, "I didn't know."
Yeah. Oh yeah, he will. He'll be like, "Oh no," he'll be like, "Mom, why didn't you tell me we had a half day?" Like, hey, you could get the notifications on your phone.
Victoria says, "I have to admit, I went across the soccer field one day."
Oh yeah, I could see her
nice.
doing that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
That does not surprise me.
I
I'm surprised it was
get
just
that.
once.
Yeah. Jeez. Don't hurt my baby. You leave my baby alone. I can see her out there going, "I'll play goalie with you.
I could see her coaching.
Mama Bear, come help you." Laura says, Mama Bear instincts kick in. I'm
Yep.
right there with you.
It happens. Definitely
Don't do
happens.
that. Don't do that. If you do that, Mama Bears, that kid is labeled for life.
Especially if you hurdle a fence.
Well,
you
yeah.
If you hurdle,
Oh, yeah.
if you hurdle the fence.
If mom's hurdling a fence like Jackie Joyner Kersey, you know, and coming out, and those kids are like, what the?
And there's the gates like maybe a foot away, you know.
Parkour. It was crazy.
It sounds impressive, honestly.
Oh, it was-
You know, I mean, that sounds
And she
impressive.
didn't break stride either. She got over
No.
the fence and kept running. You know, it was like
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was.
Poor kid.
Hey,
Awful.
Johnny, I'm sorry you can't come and play with us. Your mom may show up and try to beat us up. I can't play in the same sandbox as you. My dad says you'll probably try to sue us. I don't want to be brought up on charges.
Nowadays, they wouldn't be, though, right?
Who knows? Who knows?
I don't think it's a worry.
Where are you going to school? Capital punishment?
but we've seen a lot of stuff. You and I broadcast, especially you and I broadcasting games together.
We've looked at each other like, what's going on here?
Hey, listen, it takes all walks of life.
Yeah.
You know, there's just melting pot of people out there. So it makes it interesting.
Next week is going to be full contact Board of Selectmen meeting.
Oh, I'm in. I'll take the day off for that one.
Today we got a no holds barred grudge match in this corner. We've got the Board of Education headlined by Mary Beth Malin. Look at her. She's in run fighting shape today. In this corner, the first selectman, Dana, I'm going to kick you in the butt, Bennett. By the way, I'm looking for re-election.
Oh my god!
I'd pay to watch.
It's a first blood match.
My first question is, would it be streamed?
Yes. Laura says, Celebrity Deathmatch 2023.
Oh, I remember that.
The meeting minutes would be interesting.
Oh, here comes Mary Beth. Oh, the Board of Education Brainbuster. Oh, my God.
Well, on that note, I don't think we can get any further down than that. I think we've hit rock bottom.
I'll get a call. That wasn't very professional. We're not trying to be.
Have you heard our show?
Clearly.
Have you heard this show before?
Oh my god!
Yeah, it really just has to be taken with a grain of salt. It's just us goofing off and having
Entertainment purposes only.
fun. That's it.
But it would be interesting.
You might get more
Kinda
people to
cool.
come to the meetings. Just gotta market them a little differently. That's all.
Todd Babbitt be like, I don't care. Richard be like, whatever you say, Dana.
He's got the best facial expressions.
Ooh.
Rich Matters.
He does.
I love watching his facial. His face says everything that his mouth doesn't. It's great. He is. I love. Like I've seen some of the streamed meetings, like the ones they have in the afternoon, the special meeting, like ones that they have, and I just love watching his facial expressions. He cracks me up. Makes me laugh.
Oh. Anyway, yeah, and then he did this.
Oh,
No!
enough with. I didn't even hear it, and I know what it was.
Yeah,
No.
Okay. Clark, that's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
Hear someone talking. Burn your freaking house down.
No, it's
Oh.
Randy Quaid. Clark, that's the gift that keeps on giving the
Oh.
whole year. I have a few things on here.
I'm sure you do.
That's all, folks.
All right, guys, have a good day. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you. Sass, you coming tomorrow?
Yeah.
The Sassinator. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot, everybody, for showing up. It's always fun to have you here, and I had a good time today.
Yeah. Today was fun.
It was. Have a good day, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.